All right, welcome back. If you've been here before, welcome for the first time. If this is your first time, this is not an unboxing. This is not a mail call. This is a swag show off, I guess. That sounds like a good thing to call it. Uh, it's still going on. Well, the doors will open in a half hour. I went to JoeFest this past weekend. I did Friday for the early bird, 2 hours. Then I did all day yesterday, and I am tired as hell, y'all. But I budgeted myself, picked up some things I wanted, picked up some things that didn't think I wanted, but picked up anyway. There were some few things that I skipped, but I figured there's always next year. So, what I want to do is show off some of the stuff that I picked up. Some of it was exclusive. Some of it was. Some of the stuff is signed. I'll tell you some of the stories as I'm showing shit off, and hopefully y'all like some of this shit. Let's get to this. So, first off, this is the shirt for this year. Center of the Collection Universe, JoeFest, right here in Augusta, Georgia. A little. I just thought an awesome idea. It's kind of retro of the MTV Moon Man, a little bit, a little Lego-ish. If I'm right, if I heard right, the guy who runs the show, his daughter designed this. So this is really cool. Not only that, it has a print also. So thanks for the help on the mission. There's nothing on the back, but I had to get a shirt. Got to get a shirt every year. It was a new design. There are always new designs every year. Let's start off with this shirt. Yeah, I'm a big guy. Now, I'm not going to actually describe the shirt. I saw this, and I knew I had to get it. I didn't even open it. And this is one I picked up Friday night, so it's been sitting here since Friday night. But the design of this shirt, an homage to Amazing Fantasy with Storm Shadow saving Cobra Commander. Though the world may mock the way he talks. Let's get this up a little more. It will soon marvel at the awesome might of the Cobra Commander. And he says, "Oh, long live Cobra the greatest. Ha 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 ha." Also in this issue, an important message to you, knowing is half the battle. I love that homage. I had to get the shirt. So, this was cool as hell. Had to get that. I'm going to start off showing you two figures that I picked up last year that were exclusives. Here we have Johnny Phantasm. This was actually the exclusive for last year. I do have the prototype of this. It's on a big card. But Johnny Phantasm, let you read this if you want to pause it. With the dying words of a corrupt priest, New Detroit's top hitman cursed and transformed into a demon crime boss, Johnny Phantasm. Will his climb to the top mean the destruction of his soul, or will he become the savior his city desperately needs? And there's different versions. So as we see, I got the green one. And from what I talked to the guy who created him, Patrick Thomas Parnell, this one actually glows under black light. I haven't pulled it out yet. I keep my stuff in box, but I got to get a black light or find my black light and see how well he glows. This was the G.I. Joe exclusive looking. Get on there. His little chain fell off his head. Get on there. So, the G.I. Joe kind of looking with the digital background and the red, white, and blue stripes. Same character, just different formats. But the reason I want to show these off is because this year, he has multiple comic books, and Johnny Phantasm, this is the guy who made him, Patrick Thomas Parnell. You can follow him follow both of them, Riot Press and Patrick Thomas Parnell. He did sign it. Bam, that's his signature. Picked this up, again, I think yesterday. But I'll I'll show you a little bit of the art. It is really looking good. There's different stories. They actually have different comics out. Get out there. This is more of a trade. This is a very thick book. This isn't just like a one issue. This is really thick. That's the back. You can see they already have trades out. Volume 1, Volume 2. Ultra Star, I'm not sure of that character. But Johnny has his like Bullet Club, Riot Press, and there's another Johnny figure. Go ahead and scan that code if you want. But some of the art here, this is from Extreme 93 storyline. The art is clean. The art is very nice. So, and it does end on a cliffhanger. That's what I was trying to say. But the cool thing is, talking to Patrick, let me put this up real quick, is he has more stuff coming out. But I told him I would do, I always do this stuff on YouTube. I post the reels on Instagram. Let's get into, this is what he has coming out next. Riot Press, American Ninja X. From the pages of Johnny Phantasm comes the original story of the patriotic stealth commando. Robotic, and here's what he's going to look like. Once again, follow the code. Different hands, swords, pistols. It looks amazing. A hooded stealth commando. And Riot Press teamed up with Ramen. I can't remember Ramen's full thing. Let's see. Ramen Toys. Intergalactic Space Marine toy line and comic book. They had the, I guess, protos for these. And this giant monster in the back, he actually lights up. It's translucent. It's kind of reminiscent of Crystars. If anybody remembers those old 80s cartoons. They may look the same, but if you look on the side, like this guy has 3 lines. This guy only has like 2 lines. So basically, it's their rankings. You can see 1 line there. Don't know much about this, but I'm looking forward to this. And here's the info for this. So if you want to get on Titan Titans, get on Titans. But Patrick also gave me a free pack of cards. I was going to pick a pack up anyway, but the fact that he kind of gave me these when I bought the comic. Johnny Phantasm cards, official trading cards. There are 10 cards in here. You don't see many people giving out 10 cards. Colored. Let's get into it. I'm trying not to just rip it up because I only have this one pack and I do like the packaging. If anybody's watching in my previous box breaks for trading cards, I try to keep at least one pack in decent shape. Let's get to this. So here we have Scarlet Heart. Okay. We saw him in the comic. He was on one of the last pages. Oh, this might be a whole set. Siberian Tiger, number 2, card number 1. Oh, let's look at the back. Card number 1. Looks like there's a puzzle on the back. Ooh, it's La Muerte. Cyber Ninja Oath 1, number 3. So this seemed to be a pack of cards. Okay, so that is the puzzle. Becky Frost. Okay. Okay, that's just Patrick's signature. KT Phoenix. We got the Blacksmith. Okay, Giant Cape, Giant Hammer. Up next, we got the Fingerprint Gang. These, I think, are the bad guys that Johnny faces. Everyone has a different fingerprint as a face. As we all know, everybody's fingerprint's different. There's Johnny, chilling in the blue leisure suit. With his pompadour. What we got here? Dirty Hearts Gang. Oh, Dirty Heart Club. Okay, and the final card we have is Johnny. That's the same card as the cover, if anybody recognizes that. So definitely check out Riot Press. Definitely check out Patrick Thomas Parnell. And follow him on, I know he's on Instagram. He's probably on Facebook. So the trading cards, that was the whole set, it looks like. Oh, there's a checklist. Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned Tommy or Johnny does come from different eras. Oh, so it's not a full set because we didn't get the Pumpkin Master, Evelyn. All right. I think these are actually available to order on the website. I think Riot Press probably has a website for toys, which I'm sure they do, because didn't it just say this over here? It was, it was on the back of the comic. That's where it was. Let's get into this. Let's keep going with. Anybody who knows Joe should know the name Mark Pennington. Well, Mark teams up with Operation Recall. This is actually from last year's set, 2023 exclusives. The cool thing about this is, I'm just going to show the top card. It showed their kind of the layout they wanted of how the card for the toys they are making. And on the back, it shows what the figure is supposed to look like. Any kind of accessories. So here, Breacher and Hellhound. Mark Pennington did design this one. But another name for Joe fans is Ron Rudat designed some of the other figures. So all of these figures follow Operation Recall. This is last year's set, like I said, 2023. I heard they had another one for this year. So the one for this year is, this was the first set. This is actually the art and sculpturing sheets. What I mean by that is, they kind of had what the art should look like for the box. It's going to go on the back of the ones we saw. And then the figure sculpt. So if anybody has know anything about action figure designs, you have to get the front, the back, the 360 to kind of get the modeler what they want. So obviously take the arms off to get the description of the sides and everything like that. But if you want to see and each one, come on. I'm going to show you a quick comparison. I just know because these are backwards. This was Breacher and Hellhound, and this is Breacher and Hellhound. So it went from the original to what they want it to look like. And from the character design, this is the checklist. Let me see if I can find where's Breacher on this one. Okay, he's number 2. Okay, so that's easy enough. Breacher, Hellhound, and there's his character design. So again, from the initial last year, I'm getting all discombobulated putting these cards back. The initial last year of what they thought it would look like to the actual figure. Well, the figure design. And I talked to the guy who put Operation Recall together, and I'm really upset I can't remember his name right now, but he came to JoeFest back in 2022 with this as an initial thought in his head on how to build not a new Joe team. And again, Mark Pennington, Ron Rudat throughout these cards. And I had Mr. Pennington, who was there, sign both of them. Now, Mr. Rudat's supposed to be there next year, so if I can, hopefully I can get him to sign somewhere else on these. Put these aside. That is Operation Recall. Okay, so when I go to JoeFest for the last couple of years, I've been getting the exclusive modern figure. Well, the exclusive modern figure this year, I'm just going to show this quickly, mostly because I don't want to get anybody in trouble for copyrights. But I'm just going to keep quiet. Comes with arms without the gauntlets, and it comes with a helmet sticker, and that's enough for that. Is a file card for him, 2024 exclusive. Let's move on. Robert Atkins is another G.I. Joe artist. I have plenty of stuff signed by him though, so I found this one. I do like action figures, and I saw that he did this action figure cover, and it was, I think, an exclusive for the blind box. Yes, so you had to be a member of the blind box. I got this through eBay. And Mr. Robert Atkins, who's well known in the G.I. Joe community, he did this. And it's beautiful. It has the old retro sticker, and it has all that stuff. So that's awesome. I was able to talk to him for a while, and that was cool. Because even though I've met him the past couple of years, this is actually the first time I've actually, I guess, took some time to talk to him. Come on, get in there. Give me one moment. Of course, after I do this video, I post it, I will end up taking stills of everything. So, another team that's been out there for the past couple of years is called Skeletron. Skeletron has upgraded their game. This is the sticker. This is like the little freebie shit that I got, but there's a reason I got it. I did purchase something. Robo Skull. The top opens. You can actually fit figures inside. This thing is going to be like a decent sized like vehicle. Here's one of the action figures from that line, and this is the Skeletron. What I loved is almost all of the figures there were unpunched. Retro card transforms into Wolf Trooper. The Wolf Trooper's head is right there. You can see. Because he goes from Skeletron to Wolf Trooper. I'll show you the back. But he does have his blade. He does have the guns. He does have the backpack and all the other good armaments. The design on this is just amazing. The detail. I just love this. So follow Grindstone Toys. Follow Skeletron. Here's the back. Skeletron. Just change the top and he turns into Wolf Trooper. I thought that was cool. I actually got two hats from them. I got one hat last year and I got another hat this year. So they asked me if I wore it. I said, yeah, I've been wearing it for, when I first get it, and I don't wear it all the time. New company came out called Nano Wars. Now, if you look, you can actually see Prototype. This was a JoeFest exclusive, Anna Fairborn, as opposed to Anastasia. This is their version of Baroness, former Cobra intelligence operator. So you can read the file card if you want. I'll pause it. From the little elevator pitch that I got from them, Joe beats Cobra in the 90s. There's 20 years of peace, and then a nanotech incident happens. And her and Duke are married. They have a daughter. And I'm going to leave you alone with that. So it does say Prototype. The other ones did not. This is the... I'll show you, because it actually came with a COA. For Nanotech. Nano Wars. Nano War piece identification is authentic. It is the prototype. It is the resin figure. It is the fabric cape. And this is one of the gentlemen who is part of that company. They had this jet, but I just did not have the funds for that. So that's why this figure is black, and it does have the cloth cape, is because it's not a fully painted final piece. If you go to Nano Wars, I believe you can follow them. I believe they do have a pre-order for these figures. The storyline sounded really cool because they showed the weapons of their daughter. I forget her name right now. Is the daughter's name on there? No. But again, JoeFest exclusive, prototype. The story of the tech that's coming out for the Nano Wars. It sounded interesting. I'm looking forward to it. There's been a little company called Fresh Monkey. Now, if anybody remembers Fresh Monkey, last year I had the Larry Hama figure. Hama was there. I had him sign the figure. The Blood Prince Dracula. Operation Tiger Force is Fresh Monkey's. The figures look amazing. Check out Big Bad Toy Shop. Big Bad Toy? I think it's Toy Shop, Toy Company. Everybody knows Big Bad, BBTC. This was a JoeFest exclusive also, even though it does not say that. It is bagged as opposed to, there it is, Big Bad Toy Store. Big Bad Toy Store, that's what it is. This is the blood translucent version. I gotta figure out how to hang this. I just realized there's no hole punch. I gotta figure out, I'm not gonna unbag this, but this is their Dracula, the same mold of the regular action figure in a red translucent. It does come with a matte face. It comes with extra hands. It comes with a display and a blood sword. So, as soon as I saw Dracula, and especially a blood red translucent, follow Fresh Monkey if you're not. These can be ordered at Big Bad Toy Store. Look for Operation Monster Force. What do we got next? Let's go to some of the other vendors that were there. Before we get to the guests. Anybody in the G.I. Joe and toy community should know who Roma is. Roma was giving out these glasses. Everybody knows Red Solo Cup. These were free. But the cool thing is they came with my drinking friends have a G.I. Joe problem. I thought that was good. I was able to score their own exclusive Dreadnought named Storm Rider. Comes with a removable face mask. The sunglasses are removable. He's got a shotgun, a pistol. Like when I saw even the mock-ups for this that they were using to promote it, like the face mask is the skull mask. He just looked badass with his mohawk. He fits right in with the Dreadnoughts. Got the Cobra thing. So, I mean, the rest of this, you can probably look it up to see which number actually 26 is. I didn't do that. The back is just a regular box. But they did the Storm Rider with the Dreadnought Sola symbol and the artwork there. The other thing with Roma is Roma has Mary Mercenary. Mary Mercenary is a cosplayer. This is the first time they released her in an action figure. So, I got a chance to meet her, talk to her for a bit. She did sign it, XOXO, Mary Mercenary, from her photo shoot. Funny thing is, there were only 6 of these. I picked up 2 of them, one for me, one I'm gifting to somebody, don't ask. But she was even in cosplay during the show, and Friday night she was Outback. She had the red beard, she had the Survivor shirt on, she had the khaki shorts. She killed it. So okay, next. Most people know who AAR is from Kickstarter and things like that. Well, I was able to pick up my unofficial history of G.I. Joe number 21, Real American Hero, an AAR book by Josh Eggman. Every time I've seen his name, this is the first time. Anyway, it's signed. I had it signed by the cover artists. Josh Eggman and Roger Taft are the 2 guys that are responsible for this. That's why I said if anybody knows AAR, they do a lot of Kickstarters. These are the previous things they've had. Volume 1, Volume 2, 3, and command files. I actually did not open this. I did let them sign it, so I do have it signed by both, come on, Josh and Roger. I forgot. I forget which one it is, but they slashed my ninja. So it fits right in. So that's perfect. He went to go sign his name. He slipped. So thank you for Josh. Thank you for Roger. First printing. Okay, so Brian Sawyer. Brian Sawyer. That's that. You can see Sarah there, but that's how he signs his name in person. And if we just want to scan through the book real quick, this was, I think, the first Kickstarter that I backed with AAR. It has a lot of the history about the infamous issue 21. Various covers for it. Oh, a little image about Jim Shooter in there. I saw that real quick. Oh, I do have that, if that's what I thought it was. I do have this action figure. That's actually an action figure with the case, you know what I'm talking about, the picture. Various iterations, various covers. Oh, amazing history of this. But the cool thing about this is it came with prints the same size as the damn book. Same size. So it's kind of something you can color yourself. Go through some of these. Anybody that ordered the book will get a copy of this. I followed the Kickstarter. They kept us up to date. I'm sorry, I'm having a problem talking. Oh wow, Wiggum did that in Weister. They were hoping that all the books would be in time for JoeFest, but Josh had 100 air flown in, and the rest of them were still on the boat. So, being the fact that I was going to be there, I had a chance to pick my book up, got it autographed, and the cool thing about this one, I like the almost the cartoony art of this, but there was a black and white print of that too. So I love that. Comic guide. I didn't get with this one. What was this? This is Joe Com was what JoeFest was before it was JoeFest. What do we have? I'm trying to get close up without special counterterrorism group data. Okay, different iterations. The Joes, the Night Forces, the Sky Patrols. Okay, now I get it. Tiger Force. I guess it's supposed to be like where they are in the world. That's cool. Now that I look at it. A-teams talk. Yep, if anybody's in the military, all this shit will make sense to you. That is awesome. Here we got. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. And the final one, the classic Vietnam, Korea, Stalker, Snake Eyes. One of the other things I ordered when I did back this, I backed the metal bookmark. Of course, we got Grunt, 40th anniversary by Herb Trimpe. Follow AAR.net, not .com, but .net. If you're into Joe's, follow their Kickstarter. I mean, it's already ended. But let me put this up. Come on, get in there. There we go. I'm running out of room on the side over here. Let me put some of this stuff down. Yeah. I'm up, Mark. Okay, some other stuff. Oh, one guy that's always there, and believe it or not, you've all seen him before. If you've ever seen Hellfest, clowns are fun. His name is John Anderson. Brother John, as he's well known in the acting community, acting field, has been in many horror films. He's been in Stranger Things. He's been in little movies like Spider-Man Homecoming, Go Spidey, and he's been in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. One of the first times I met Brother John, real quick. It was a print that I don't think has ever been released. And he was this clown. So that's why I say clowns are fun. So, Brother John is 6'8". So how is a 6'8" white man going to be in a black majority, mainly black superhero movie? At the end, when T'Challa goes to the UN and says Wakanda's going to release our resources, and everybody's like, well, what resources do you have? Your little country. Brother John is one of the reporters on the floor. He was, a few feet from Chadwick and all that stuff. He has nothing but positive things. He said Chadwick Boseman was the man's man, such a gentleman, polite to everybody. He didn't have any of the attitude. He said even the week, as we all know, with his diagnosis, he said he was still going to children's hospitals and still, pushing the good hope and everything like that. So if you don't respect Chadwick Boseman, I can't say anything. Because anything anybody's ever said about Chadwick that I've heard has always been positive. Another G.I. Joe guy, when it was in Image, was Josh Blaylock. So I got a few covers. There's number 1, number 2, Destro holding the mask. Number 3, Zartan coming in. 20, and the reason I got 20, because I also got 21. So these two together make an awesome scene. You got Storm Shadow and Commander with Snake Eyes, and I think that's Billy. Billy, if you don't know, is his son. So most people do know. But when it left Image, it went over to the Devil's Due Press. Josh is the president of Devil's Due Press. So I asked him, is it still around? He's like, technically, yes. But this was kind of a one-shot, The Hunt for Commander. Maybe it was a storyline. And the final one I had Josh sign. He was nice enough to do issue 0, New Beginning. So Josh is a really good guy. Josh was over at the AAR table. So follow Josh Blaylock if you can. Devil's Due Press. All that good stuff. Where else are we going? Where else are we going with this? Okay. People who know G.I. Joe should have heard of Cold Slither. Cold Slither are the Dreadnoughts as a rock band. So, I've heard about it. I went on eBay. I found some outlandish stuff that I'd never seen before. The guy who created Cold Slither, William Charles Hill, who signed this for me, we got the Dreadnoughts as a rock band. So, you'll see here, you got Zartan. They all had different names as they were band members. And the top is the 4th one. This is, if I can open it, a pin set. That's just a card. It's literally just a fallout. It's just a card of the cover. But I asked Mr. Hill to sign the actual cover of the box so I can actually see his signature and not have to open it up every time. Enamel pin set, Zartan, Torch, Ripper, and Buzzer as Cold Slither. And these pins are big. These are like 3-inch pins. So. And what I didn't know is they're limited. They were numbered. And I ended up getting number 125 out of 500. So, relatively decent number. So, if anybody remembers last year JoeFest, I said I met Samantha Newark, the voice of Jem. I did not know this. Well, I did know it, but I couldn't find a copy of it. Jem and Cold Slither were on a cover of 212, which is an exclusive. Saw a guy who had one. I've looked on eBay, I've looked on Mercari. The only one I've ever seen of this has been slabs, and it was like, even it was a 9.6 or 9.8. I think it was a 9.8. It was like $200 and some odd dollars. I didn't want it slabbed. I wanted it raw so I can get it signed. So I did get it signed by Mr. again, Michael Charles Hill. The reason I'm covering this up because you all see Larry Hama. This was pre-signed by Larry. Larry was not there because you can see the 15. But Mr. Hill signed it 2024. So if I get a chance to meet Smith Samantha Newark again and get this triple signed, that would be amazing. So, like a lot of people have been saying, he was at SoCalCon last year. Anytime I've heard of anybody talk about Mr. William Charles Hill, nothing but nice things to say, and I can confirm that. He was sitting there, he was just talking, he was a regular guy. There's no ego. No ego. He was very polite, very willing to talk about the characters in a bit. I was actually in a rush, so I talked to him for a few minutes before I said, well, have a good day, and moved on. But this gentleman was incredible. And not Colt Slater is the big baby thing, his most popular thing, but he's written episodes. He wrote some of the Now You Know, Knowing's Half the Battle. He wrote some of those PSAs. This toy that I'm going to show you is from my time. I don't know if anybody remembers Captain Power and the Soldiers of Fortune. This was the mid to late 80s figure. Now, it is unboxed. The power on is actually a charging station. The gentleman who starred as him, Tim Dunnigan, was at JoeFest. And I had Tim Dunnigan. Now look at this. It started out as a $5 toy, was cleared to $3. Well, it started out as a $15 toy. We recommend alkaline batteries. I kept all these stickers on. The impressive thing about the Captain Power, this is actually like a kid playing with it. It's obviously a SketchUp. But that's the power on station. It did have a handle on the back. You put the figure on the station, and it interacted with the TV. When Tim Dunnigan, aka Captain Power, said power on, the Energizer would actually turn on and send the light through the figure, because that's actually translucent. You can't really tell there. This box is in really good shape for being nearly 40 years old. I've seen people selling this box on eBay that were a lot less shape. I'm getting all tied up. Other boxes I've seen were just beat to hell, and they were charging more than this guy was. So Captain Power was ahead of its time. The TV would interact with the toys. Even if you had one of the planes, you could interact. You could have the good guys fire and energize it. If the bad guys came near this station, it would send out a beam, and it would actually eject the pilot. I'm so glad I had a chance to experience this and live through this and play with these toys. Tank, these are the good guys. Of course, Lord Dread's the bad guy with the blast stars and the Soarin' Sky Sentries. I had this as a kid, so I had to go on eBay for this one. But Tim Dunnigan was, again, nothing but a gentleman. He was actually in the A-Team pilot. He played Faceman Peck before Dirk Benedict in the pilot. So I asked him about a few of his experiences, and he shared some stories. A gentleman all around, Tim Dunnigan. Thank you, sir. All right. Almost done. My last few pieces are, I met an artist a couple years ago, Jason Mark Sobel. Follow him on Instagram, Jason Mark Sobel. A couple years ago, he did the exclusive art. This was the Tommy, it's falling over. This was actually the backing of the Tommy figure. 2019 was actually my first year going, so I wasn't really into it, didn't know much than know. But I got number 7 of 15. That was the lowest number he had. That's his signature right there. He upgraded the signature. This is one of his newer works, Buckshot and Sobel. He did sign this. It looks a little pressed because it was a paint pen, and I didn't let it dry fully. The signature's not smeared. It actually just lifted onto the plastic. But I was so impressed with Sobel's art. Let me grab something from last year. I had a G.I. Joe blank cover. I said, do you mind if you do a commission for me? No problem. So he made this Zartan. I realized I'm more of a Cobra guy, but I'm more of a Zartan guy than anything. I loved the toy when I was younger. Put him in water, put him in the freezer, put him in the sun, changing colors, the alternate faces. The Saboteur, the spy. But just the beautiful artwork on this. He killed this. I just said, look, Zartan, classic Zartan. I'm not a fan of the Ninja Zartan. The Colt Slither is kind of cool, but I wanted the classic, and Jason killed this. So I had him, of course. I contacted him on Instagram before the show. I said, I'm going to have if you don't mind, have you do a few commissions for me. Okay, no problem. So I had a Ultimate Spider-Man, and he killed this. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. I just wanted color splashes. I didn't want the full color. I just said color splash. So he nailed this. Ben Reilly, the original Scarlet Spider. The Shadow. I mean, it's just... Anytime Jason's at the con, I'm going to find some blank covers and I'm going to go to him. Period. Follow him on Instagram. He has his own art outside of what he does comically. The other one I had him do is my Red Sun Superman. Not just the classic Red Sun, not the President, but the kind of the SS Red Sun with all the attributes. And just look, you can still see the pencil lines behind the ears, behind the heads, the sketch. So, I mean, I fell in love with this. My jaw dropped literally when I saw this. It's beautiful. But here's the last one I had him do. I had a What If Venom, one of the black covers. I had a list of not Marvel, not DC, not even indie comics, more pop culture ideas of what if Venom was matched with Alf, a Smurf, Freddy Krueger, The Crow, something like that. I said, you know what? I asked him, I said, can you make me Venom? He goes, I got you. So he took a picture of me. Now, you all saw my face when I opened the video. He made me Venom. You want to talk about my jaw dropping? I came up to him. This is just before I left yesterday. He's like, I got to tell you something. I'm like, okay, what's up? I thought he might have fucked it up. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, a guy came up to my table, looked a little like you, but I knew what was in you. I'm like, okay. He's like, and he saw the cover. Before he showed me this, he's telling me the story. I'm like, let's go. He's like, the guy said that if you don't want it, he's going to come back and he's going to buy it. I mean, this is how good this guy is. I mean, he took a picture of me from the front. He said, "Turn your head." I turned my head, took a picture with his phone, so he had something to go off of, and he literally turned me into Venom. I'm gonna say, if Sobel, Sobol, even though it doesn't look like it, is ever at a con that you're at, bring some blanks and get some shit done by him. Jason Mark Sobel is one of, to me, the style that he does. I can't say enough. I'm just going to brag on him the whole time because he made me fucking Venom. And I think I'm going to pause real quick. That's it. Yeah, Sergeant Slaughter was there. I have plenty of stuff signed by him, and he should be back next year, so that's no problem. I'll push it back to next year. Sadly, Megan Lofting had a medical emergency. She couldn't make it this year. I did talk to the gentleman who puts on JoeFest, and he mentioned some stuff he had in the works for next year. And let me tell you, I've been going since 2019. I missed 2018. 2018 was the first year they had it, so I've only missed the first year. So for the past, technically, 6 years, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19. For the past 6 years, so I've only missed the first. It's been some ebb and flow. But next year is going to be a huge ebb. I mean, the names he was naming. Oh, one person that was there this past weekend but didn't do a booth, didn't do a signing, he just did a panel, was Seth Green. Seth Green and his Robot Chicken Pals did a clip based with 3 3/4 Joes or Action Force, whatever they used. Coming soon, called The Cleaner. So follow Seth Green. I can never remember the name of the other guys. He had like 2 other guys on the panel. I really am upset with myself because I interacted with one of them on Facebook. The guy said he was nervous. I said, look, just relax. He was like, no, I'm nervous because I'm doing a panel with Seth Green. So I'm like, I get it. But yeah, there's a new Joe themed Robot Monkey style clip coming soon. Well, actually, they said it won't be until like 2025. So I'm not going to say soon, but it's in the works. There's a lot of pre-production shit that it's got to get done. Basically, he did like a 40-second elevator clip, of an elevator pitch to get interest from studios. So Seth didn't do any signings or anything like that. What's some of the other names? That was really it. It was a little light on guests, but the amount of artists they had there, the amount of vendors. I brought some people with me. It was their first time at any con, so even a small one like JoeFest. To me, it's small because I'm in town, and I mean But we get vendors from all over the U.S. I keep looking this way again. I'm not used to looking here for my camera. 46 minutes. I think we did a decent job getting all of my JoeFest swag put out. So thank you for watching and doing all the begging bullshit I do. Please like, please comment. Let me know, are there any of these fandoms that you are into? Any of the pieces that you thought stood out from the rest? I'm going to tell you, my Venom. I'm gonna go back and watch this myself and pause that to get a side view comparison. Jason, I support him fully. He's my guy. Like, anytime I'm getting commissions, I'm gonna wait for that damn show and hope he's there. Nothing but nice things to say. Mr. Dunnigan, Mr. Tim Dunnigan, Captain Power, gentleman. Michael Charles Hill. I don't know why I want to keep saying William. Michael Charles Hill. Everything that I've heard about him, true. I mean, that he's a gentleman to the 10th. All this stuff. Blaylock, I met him a few times. Always good guy. Even Josh and Roger, not even, but also Josh and Roger with AAR. Met them a few times. Last year they were there because I think it was Josh was going around with the other book that he's done for AAR, was trying to get other artists' signatures on the covers that they did, which was really a brilliant idea. Don't sign the inside cover. Don't sign the outside cover. Sign the cover that you did inside the book. Brilliant idea. It's like a yearbook. Appreciate y'all for watching. That's it, y'all. Until next time. Godspeed.